Hello everybody, so today we are testing the Genesis X Gran Racer VGT concept in Gran Turismo 7, or a little bit more commonly known as GT7. And today we're going to be reviewing it to see how it works, and I'll give you guys my honest opinion. So during this test, I'm probably not going to talk too much. I'll talk and tell you guys what I think after the test. I'm going to run 5 laps of it. By the way, my opinions might be a little bit different than the average controller player because I am using a steering wheel setup instead, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an assessment for the first lap. I'll tell you some things. I would say number one, before we get to performance, I do very much like how it looks. I can tell you that, but that's besides the point. Let's get to the real thing. So, what I've learned about this car is It seems to have good performance, which it does, so that's good enough to me, not to you guys probably. But anyways, its low speed cornering, I'm not sure about that, and its braking ability is amazing. Handling, I probably would say it could be a good 7 out of 10. For looks, I would say 10 out of 10. And for braking, it's another 10 out of 10, maybe 11 out of 10 actually. Performance, absolutely through the roof, 10 out of 10, actually even higher. And yeah, but there still are more tests I'm going to be doing, like acceleration abilities and more. So yes, this lap I'm going to do an acceleration test very soon, so we will see. Also, another thing I've noted, by the way, all of those crashes you may have seen were from me, a driver error. I mean, I said error. My bad. What I was trying to say is, all those crashes you may have seen from me were a driver error, not the car itself. Now, I'm going to do an acceleration test and tell you what I honestly think. Okay, based off that test I just pulled, I would say its acceleration abilities are a good 9.2 out of 10. A little bit of slip at the start. Even though it was minor, it still slipped, so I had to take a little bit off. But yeah, I would say 9.2 out of 10. I repeat, that was a driver error, not a car, just error. Wait, what? Not the car's error? No, I mean, not the car's fault. Okay, honestly, I'm not amazing at doing this type of stuff, but it's fine, it's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna go pull a couple more tests and tell you what I think, honestly. Hi guys, we are taking a break just for 1 second so I can change map settings quickly. Okay, guys, we're gonna count this as our third lap. Once we do this, we're gonna count. Actually, we're gonna count it as a third lap right now because we almost completed our third lap already. So yeah, before I change settings, but it resetted our laps, but it's good. What you just witnessed right there was heavy driver error, and that's why you don't look behind you in a race. Well, it's not supposed to be a race to review, but I just get competitive sometimes. So that's why you don't look behind you. That was driver error again, not the car. Okay, so we're about to be on our fourth lap, but if I'm being honest, I'm going to cut it short to 4 laps because 5 laps is unnecessary. 4 laps, you got enough information to begin with. So I'll tell you guys what I think. Okay, guys, if you are here for my honest review and you've made it this long, I'll tell you what I think of the car. First of all, handling in terms of high speed, yes, it's really good. I'd rate that 9 out of 10. Low speed handling, though, I would rate that probably a 4 out of 10. It's not amazing. Combined, I would say it's a 7.4 out of 10 on handling scale. And in terms of performance, like top speed, yes, it's a 10 out of 10. Acceleration, though, was a 9.8 Actually, no. I want to raise it up a little. 9.6 for acceleration. Just a little bit of wheels spin that waste a little bit of power. But anyways, I mean, technically it's a good way to heat up your tires for a millisecond. But besides that, I would say the performance general is a good 10 out of 10. Now, in terms of handling in general, all of it combined, I would say probably a solid 8, probably, I would say. And in terms of looks, I would say it's a 10 out of 10. In terms of functionality, I would say it's a 9 out of 10. It functions perfectly fine. The only issue is the rear view mirror that's inside of the dashboard. It kind of confuses me sometimes and tricks my eyes, making it look like, even though it's behind me, I might just get confused and think that's what's in front of me. So, as stupid as I might sound saying that, it keeps happening. It's a little trippy. So I would say in terms of functionality, it's still a 9. In terms of looks, I already told you it's a 10. So yeah, I don't know what else I should test. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot to mention that in terms of braking, it's really good when it comes to braking. When it comes to braking, I would say it's really good at braking. On the same level as a Tomahawk X in this game, in case you don't know, it's the most highest performance vehicle in the game. It has little to no flaws. But anyways, I would say it has amazing braking, and this is going to be the end of the video because I don't want to make it over 20 minutes long and bother you guys in the video. So, there's my honest rating, and everything combined, it's a 10 out of 10, and I'm going to leave now. But one more thing I forgot to mention, comment what vehicle you want me to check in the next video or review, and I promise you I will do it and I'll get to your comment. Bye guys, and I hope you have a good day.